Wait, don't scroll. Do you know how porn can put you at risk of erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation? Sit on this video. I want to teach you how porn can predispose you to erectile dysfunction and premature ejaculation, and how can you reverse it. Listen, porn doesn't affect directly the pain. It only affects the brain's learning system. So what does porn do to the brain? Listen to me. The brain releases dopamine, which drives desire and motivation. Now, because porn has one, endless novelty, multiple patterns, unrealistic intensity, it gives stronger stimulation than normal real life sex. So now the key problem is conditioning. Now over time, the brain adapts to what we call neuroplasticity. It begins to say, this porn is what sexual excitement looks like. So now arousal becomes stronger with the porn and weaker with the real partner. How does this now lead to ED, erectile dysfunction? The mechanism is too simple. Listen. Now the brain expects a high stimulation, in the bracket that's the porn level, whereas the real life sex equals low stimulation. And the results will be weaker erection, delayed erection, or either loss of erection, because you have a weaker stimulus, yet the brain was triggered to a stronger stimulus. However, blood flow is normal. Hormonal flow is normal. The problem is the brain response mismatch. So why do other men get stimulation or erection with only porn? Because the brain is trained to respond to a certain cues. For example, screen, certain visuals, certain fantasies, and without those, you'll have a weaker or either no erection. Then how does premature ejaculation comes in? With the premature ejaculation or PE, this is again a different pathway. It's not like it is in ED. Number one pathway is the learned fast pattern. Because of this, many people masturbate. They masturbate quickly, secretly, and with urgency. So now the brain learns sex equals to finish fast. That is what the brain is triggered to. So later, ejaculation happens too quickly. Another pathway of PE is the high stimulation effect. Porn creates a high arousal intensity, less control, quicker ejaculation, and it is also linked to serotonin balance, that is low control of ejaculation timing. However, the real clinical picture in this scenario is porn-related issues are usually functional, that is happen to the brain, and are usually reversible. The signs that show that your ED or your premature ejaculation is linked to porn, these are the signs or symptoms. Erection is normal with the porn and weaker with the partner. Increasing need for extreme content. So in brief, porn causes a high dopamine stimulation. Brain adapts and prefers porn cues, which leads to ED due to arousal mismatch, and leads to PE due to fast conditioning, plus a high stimulation. The problem is neurobehavior, not structure. So now how do we reverse this? If your ED and your PE is related to porn, one, we have to take your history, your erection quality with the partner versus pornography, presence of morning or nocturnal erection, pornography pattern, frequency, duration, escalation, loss of control, your ejaculation pattern, history of diabetes, hypertension, drug use. The core intervention is now one, stimulus reset. We advise you to stop pornography for at least 80 weeks. Stop masturbation and gradual introduction with the controlled patterns. The goal here, we are resensitizing the brain to back to a normal stimulus. And in the phase one, we do solo training, slow mindful stimulation, no fantasy escalation, focus on physical sensation, and train delayed ejaculation. Introduce intercourse with low expectation,